Recently, a couple of friends of mine asked me, why don't you show your Q3 how you typically use it? You always just show it on the bench. And I thought, yeah, that's true. I guess I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to show you what my use is. And here's my little station. I've got it on two carts because it's kind of neat that way because they're mobile. And of course, I'm not using the rotoverter now, but I do have plans for it in the near future. But so I've got solar power coming in, and there's the MPPT, and it charges up these four batteries here. These two here are in series, these are in series, and then those are in parallel for 24 volts. It's a 24 volt pure wave sine inverter, sine wave inverter. So I've explained that previously in other videos, and then the output port from the MPPT runs the Q3. And these two again are in series, and these two are in series, and then those two are in parallel. So it's a 24 volt system, and they're deep cycle batteries, 105 amp hour batteries, so there's quite a bit of storage in 8 of those. I'll show you what I'm drawing right now is about 1.5 amps, less than 1.5 amps, and that keeps this bank charged up at 13 volts each for each battery. And over here, the other bank from the solar is 29 volts, and this only goes to 30, so the light turns red from green to red when you're at the high level like that. And it's only because this other bank I've been messing with for a couple of years, and so their standing voltage is typically about 14 volts. That's pretty good for a deep cycle battery with 105 amp hours, so it's pretty decent. But you can see the light flashing on the inverter going, hey, well, you're at the max input load here. So anyway, but it's okay, it's not hurting it. But anyway, so that's my setup. And I just use a little bit of the power from the MPPT to run this, and charges all 4 of these through the Q3. I've got all the inputs running into these batteries from the Q3, the toroid, the generator here, the pulse motor on this side, and with its 2 separate outputs, and it does a very, very nice job. I can run it slower at night, or I can just turn it off at night depending on the usage. But typically I run things out in my shop, but otherwise we use it as auxiliary home power or emergency power, and it's just a really great way to go. Now this next demonstration, I just wanted to show you I've been able to reach a little bit higher voltage. You don't have to use this, but it's 568 to 570 volts. It usually, let me zoom in here, usually hits now. So there's 569. So that's pretty good over the 559 that I was typically getting before. I wanted to show you. I've got this little chunk. This is kind of fun. It's just if I can get my zoom to work right. It's just a little chunk of heated up aluminum that was in a fire, and it just kind of mixed up with some soil and makes a nice little spark. I just wanted to show you the spark that 500 and some odd volts produces. Kind of cool. Doesn't need to be part of this. Typically I just use the voltage that comes off the toroid, and when I'm pulling about 1.5 amps, it's putting out maybe 10 to 15 volts, something like that. It's not a whole lot of voltage and amperage, but it does add to the system, and it charges up those deep cycle batteries, so that's pretty impressive in itself. Anyway, thought I'd show you that. That's it for now. That's the system. it's very good. I mean, if you're looking for home power, something like this is a really, really good start for you. Thanks. See you later.